Hi team, this is AJ with Trading Trainer on the evening of Tuesday, August 24th with your Trading Trainer Daily Insights. What we're going to do here is take a look at our Trading Trainer Daily Picks Report Generation tool. We're actually going to create for ourselves a pick list. From this pick list, we're going to find a candidate, do a full analysis on it, see if it deserves to be on our hot list. If it does, we're going to go ahead and craft follow-through rules. We're going to pick an option strategy, pre-select options, put together preliminary exits. Let's get right to it. Price, description, pattern alteration, option candidates. All right, so if we take a look at this list here and we look for something that's really getting ready to break out, we'd look for something that has a very tight Bollinger Band width index and a high bar counter index. And one of those tickers that we're looking at is Valeant Pharmaceuticals, ticker VRX. It's trading up here in the mid-50s. It dropped down 0.35% today. It's got a 2 and a 21. It's right up there with Drillquip, Valeant Pharmaceuticals. Let's back this up and let's see if the volume and trends picture actually plays the same. So Valiant's got kind of average volume compared to what it was yesterday and compared to its averages. It's down in the short duration but up in the long duration. Its subsector is down in the short duration and neutral. The sector is down and neutral, the subsector is down and neutral, and the industry is down and neutral. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at this particular chart. We'll go ahead and load up the charting package here. And we'll pull in the data feed. Data's running a little bit slow it seems, but it should populate any moment here. And now we'll go ahead and expand it to full screen as soon as we can. Again, we seem to have a slow data feed. Okay, here we go. All right, so we can see how it this overall we can see how it was in the bullishness in the long duration, but bearishness or even neutral in the short duration. It's consolidating here. We've got our 5 and our 10 consolidated. Our 20 is coming into play here. Look over here. We also had a consolidation back here in the June time frame. You can see this butterfly body. Let's actually go to 6 months. You can see this butterfly body that formed and then the butterfly wing. This is a perfect example of how the butterfly pattern or butterfly template works for us. And it looks like we're forming another butterfly pattern. So I think that it's important with this kind of stock. By the way, let's go ahead and admit that this is a good candidate to set up a breakout on. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Bollinger Bands. In fact, we'll go to open, high, low, close. We'll get rid of the butterfly pattern here. And we'll kind of put in our support and resistance lines. And it looks like we can get fairly tight here. Namely, we can get at 57 over here and almost 58. Let's go back to open, high, low, close and see how that works for us. I mean, that's pretty tight, and that'll tell us right away if something's trying to break out. Let's also come over here to our quotes and pull up our Google Finance tool and put in ticker VRX here. Because what you want to look at is, and let's go to a 6-month chart here, is look at any kind of news. In this particular case, we are looking for some sort of news that might kick it out and cause us to want to break out. Also, we can look at related companies. We can see that it's in the healthcare sector and in the biotechnology and drugs. This is kind of a very tumultuous area, but we're good. You know, if this profits in the up or the down direction, here's a description, net profit margin. We can get all the statistics of this, officers, right here in this tool. So let's take a look, and I actually want you to come and do this even more in depth than I am. I'm going to go ahead and minimize over here And I am going to come back to my charting and say this is good. Let's set up on this. Now, this is moving horizontally and it's consolidating. I would say set up on this using an active breakout here. You could even possibly do a strangle or a straddle. You'll have to test the finances for that. Where would be your break even? In the meantime, I'm just going to set up to catch this actively. All right, so here we go. Resistance is at 58. Support is at 57. And then we've got 57.5. Let's pull up a calculator. We've got our 57.5, and we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 0.006, and that's going to give us approximately 35 cents of equity trader momentum. So 0.35. We'll put that down here as well. And then 6 5-minute bars where half hour high-low range is greater than 35 cents, and that's the same here. Per half hour, that's 6 5-minute bars. And so we're talking about $58.35, and we're talking about $56.65. And now all we have to do is pre-select an option and then review our setup. So we'll come back again to our tool. We'll go to analysis, and this will bring up a Chicago Board of Options Exchange window. While that's loading, I'll go ahead and pull over our notes. There's the CBOE window. I'll put it down here. In fact, I don't even need this over here. I can get rid of that side panel. So here's our notes. Here's our CBOE window. And we'll come over here. Valeant Pharmaceuticals. Let's look at the option chain. And this little pull-down box will tell us that October is the next one. It turns out September is the quarterly. I think we'll look at October, but if there's no open interest, we might look at December, which is the next quarterly. So we'll come down over here, and we'll first take a look at October. And yeah, nothing going on. Let's look at December. Hopefully we'll find some liquidity and open interest over here. And we're talking about getting in at the upper threshold of 58.35. So let's look at that with either, I'm actually thinking of this 52.50. So let's do it. VRX, October, 52.50 call. And then on the lower side, we're talking about getting into this at 56.65. So we almost want to get in at 60 or above. 60's got plenty of open interest. So VRX, and by the way, it's not October, it's December. And 60 put. All right. So upon threshold crossing, must see smooth and consistent price movement over 6 5-minute bars where half-hour high-low range is greater than 35 cents. If not, check back every 30 minutes. And if we do get into a position and we need a preliminary exit before we get to the close of that day, we'll set trailing stop loss exit sell alert contingent on tracking the lows or the highs. The lows for breaking up, the highs for breaking down. 3 30-minute bars back on the underlying stock team. This is a great setup. That's all I've got for you. Please take care.